What if you didn't want a pre-built keyboard? Maybe you just want to build one yourself, choose every part, and make it truly yours. But with pre-built keyboards dominating the market lately, offering great prices and good looks, it might seem like building your own is too expensive, especially when you could buy a whole pre-built keyboard for the same price as just the chassis of a custom build. But what if I told you that there's now an option that changes this trend? This is the Monsgeek V3, a redesigned version of the Monsgeek M1, but in some ways, they managed to make it cost almost 30% cheaper. And in this video, I'm going to break down everything about the V3, why it's such a compelling option, and why it might just be the perfect starting point for your custom keyboard build. Now, just like any of my videos, although the items in this video were provided to me by Akko and Monsgeek, they did not tell me what to say, and all of these thoughts are purely my opinion. Inside the box, there's quite a lot of things. We get a manual, extra foam, a plastic dust cover, the keyboard, a keycap puller, a switch puller, extra screw and stabilizers, extra screws, a force brake mod, extra gaskets, and even a coiled cable. Now let's take a look at the keyboard. The one I have here is the white one, however the V3 does also come in a black and a purple colorway, although the purple one is like $10 more. Speaking of $10, I'm happy to announce that I am finally doing a giveaway, where I'll give away 2 packs of 90 switches and 2 mousepads to 4 lucky winners. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel and fill out this form link in description. I am testing the mechanics for a way bigger giveaway at 1,000 subscribers, so the more of you subscribe, the sooner the giveaway will be. Thank you, and now back to the video. The only visible differences between the V3 and the previous versions is that this time they have removed the accent aluminum sides. Here's a quick demonstration. The previous versions had such an accent, but here has been removed to reduce cost, as Monsgeek said. But some people said on the internet that this caused a huge sound problem for the keyboard and therefore was removed. Now I will disassemble the keyboard to see what's inside and start building it. The keyboard has a top case made from aluminum, however we can see where they started cutting corners to make this keyboard $70. The gaskets are made from silicone and don't feel as good as the typical pour-on gaskets found on other keyboards. However, what they're not cutting corners on is the amount of foam. As I have mentioned previously, this keyboard has tons of foam. Some is already in the keyboard and some is optional and gives you more things to experiment with. While we look at the PCB, although you cannot see it clearly, the keyboard has 5-pin hot swap sockets and south-facing LEDs, meaning that there will be no interference with keycaps. Now I'm going to start building the keyboard. As always, all links to the materials I will use are down in the description. I am going to do this video a bit differently this time, where first I'll build the keyboard absolutely stock with minimal foam and the keycaps Akko has kindly sent me. Then I will do the same thing but using all the foams provided in the kit. And finally, I will mod the keyboard myself to see if that makes any difference. With a bit of editing, the switches are now in the keyboard and we can take a look at the keycaps I will use for this build. These keycaps are the Akko Mountain Seclusion set, and I do have to admit they look amazing. The only reason that I will not be keeping them for the whole build is that the subscripts distract me when I'm typing. Also, I previously forgot to mention that the switches I use for this build are the Akko Cream Black Pro switches. I have put the specs on the screen, so if you're interested, you can pause the video. And right after I put the keycaps on, there will be a sound test of how the keyboard sounds without any foam. This actually sounded pretty good. Many cheap keyboards sound terrible without foam, but despite the price tag, this keyboard sounds very good. Now I will add all the foams and see how it sounds. What sets this keyboard apart from the competition is that this price is only $69.99 for an all-aluminum barebones kit. To put that in perspective, I reviewed another barebones keyboard called the Final Key V81 a while back. It had a screen, but it cost around $130 US, almost double the price of this one. Another interesting thing with this keyboard is that it comes with an included force brake mod. A force brake mod is basically putting something which is not a metal in between metal on metal contact points to reduce the ping. And now it's time to add the foam. The kit comes with case foam, a tape mod, and some sort of thing with cutouts for hot swap sockets, so if you know what it's called, please let me know down in the comments. Once this is all added, I can reassemble the case and let you hear sound test number 2 with all of the foams from the kit. For the final build, I'll use different keycaps because the ones I used before were not really my favorite because of their subscripts. The main changes that I will be doing to this keyboard is applying a tape mod to the back of the PCB to deepen the sound, and I will also fill the case with polyfill to remove any emptiness. I will do 2 layers of tape mod because this is the number that I find gives the best results, because 1 is too little and doesn't make your keyboard talk as well, and 3 is too much because it makes your keyboard sound too muted. Now would be a great time to talk about my personal thoughts on this keyboard. In my opinion, this keyboard is one of the best options for someone looking to get a custom keyboards and mess around with modding. The keyboard is very well equipped for that. You will still end up paying slightly more than for a decent pre-build. However, the problem with pre-builds is that there's not much room for mods. If you don't want to mod your keyboard as much and be fine with just slapping a tape mod onto it, then a pre-build will be more than enough for you. In the end, this keyboard ended up costing a little over $130 US, with the keyboard costing $70, the switches costing $40, and the keycaps costing $20. Special thank you to everyone who has made it this far. I appreciate every single one of you for watching my videos. If you enjoy this type of content, please subscribe. And don't forget to join the giveaway because it just takes 2 minutes to register and it's completely free. You just have to subscribe. Anyways, see you guys in the next one.